Oh, we're getting close. Long day.
Ooh, sure. And then sandcastle for last. It was another scorching summer day. The kind where no sooner had you finished one cup of water, you were already filling it up again.
It's important to hydrate.
Everyone else had something going on, so that afternoon it was just you and Shiloh. This hadn't happened much, especially since Cope had arrived.
Oh, who cares about Shiloh?
Oh god. Without Lizzie around, Shiloh looked to you for all the answers. It made you feel,
Great. I love being the boss.
yes, I'm pleased. You might not be in double digits like your sister, but he was only 7,
Oh my
being
god, I
the
thought he was
oldest
like
and getting
4.
to be me, being the oldest and getting to be the lead. Change of pace. Oh, love being the oldest by 1 year. You drained yet another drink and frowned at the empty vessel. Your thirst was gone, but you still craved something icy and cold and refreshing. Something sweet, something like an ice pop. A popsicle. Oh, no, an ice cream cone.
Oh, I was gonna say sandwich.
Why
Because then the
sandwich?
cone goes everywhere, and then your hands get sticky.
Does that happen to you? That never happens to me.
It never melts.
No, I just eat it fast enough.
Oh. Okay.
Nothing beats a classic creamy scoop of ice cream on a day like this. There was nothing like that to be found at home. You knew that without needing to look. Your moms didn't keep sweets in the house. How
Bitches.
rude. Outside, there were plenty of places where such goodies could be obtained, but there were shops and demanded payment in exchange for their products.
Yeah, we just
$20?
spent $6, so we're not asking
let's
Shiloh
voice.
because Shiloh isn't gonna say anything.
No, we're just gonna voice it out loud. I want an ice cream cone. Shiloh, who had been draped over the sofa, perked up.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I said it.
We
Yeah,
don't have
obviously,
anything like
bitch.
that. We don't have anything like that.
Shut
in the
up,
house.
Shiloh.
And
You
I
know
don't have any
nothing.
money.
I hate you, gremlin.
Shut up, mysterious voice. Oh, let me check if I have any. Any money? Let's see. I think I have like $20.
I think I
Shiloh
have like a
rummaged in his
200,
backpack.
a 20k investment fund right now. It's growing in interest, so I can't use it, but maybe I can take something out.
Shiloh rummaged in his backpack and proudly produced an assortment of coins, plus one stray button. You set the button aside and counted the coins in neat
This
piles.
is very nice, Shiloh.
Yes, thank you. Just over $1. Depressing. You announced this to Shiloh. He had almost certainly come to the same conclusion, but he had been watching you expectantly. It's not enough.
It's a start.
It's a start. it's a start. Shiloh beamed at you.
We'll need to find some more. Okay.
Where are we gonna get more coins? The two of you lifted couch cushions, stuck tiny hands down deep crevices in
Oh.
the sofa and under furniture, and scored the back of drawers.
Drawers.
Drawers. Most of what
Drawers.
you found. Drawers?
Drawers. Drawers.
Drawers.
Drawers.
Drawers.
Why do you say drawers?
I don't know, because it's literally spelled draw.
Drawers.
Drawers. My god. You know what? I'm never gonna read again. What you-
You know what? I'll just shut the fuck up then. You read.
Most of what you found was useless or gross. Bent paper clips, fluffy wisps of dust, or sandy crumbs. But every so often, one of you would strike silver or bronze and add it to the growing pile of coins.
But never gold. That's always Lizzie.
I don't think gold coins exist. Unless it's like $1 coin. But that also turns out silver.
Hmm.
Your mind wandered to the $20 bill tucked away in your room. It was enough for you and Shiloh to get whatever you wanted and more, but you didn't take it out. That was too special to hand over so freely.
Yeah, we don't want Shiloh to have anything.
No. Besides, Shiloh would be curious about where it came from and might even mention your wealth to Lizzie. The exchange had been a secret. We can't tell anybody that we were paid to be friends with Cope, so...
Yeah, we're not even friends with him yet.
Dusty and disheveled from checking every room and squinting into every tiny nook, the two of you finished pooling your finds. Shiloh held his breath as you counted the coins once again.
$2.53 and 2 buttons. Not enough.
You didn't know when the second button decided to join the party, but you were too pleased with your successful haul to throw it out.
Is that enough?
Not nearly. You figured he knew the answer, but you appreciated him recognizing your authority on financial and ice cream matters. You straightened up before making your pronouncement.
We've got enough.
Somewhat. For the dollar store, maybe. You could now afford something at the shops, just one thing, but that was infinitely better than none. Shiloh clapped his hands.
Yay! Yes.
Why the fuck do we care about Shiloh?
Because
I don't want you, Shiloh.
I'm in this.
I would rather
chosen.
Lizzie be here than you. Okay?
The two of you dashed outside, the promise of sugar buoyed you onto your destination, were breathless but happy. You stared at the overwhelming number of options. You knew what you wanted, but it wasn't just you who had contributed the funds to get the treat. He seemed to notice your pause.
Are you getting an ice cream cone?
Shiloh asked as though he was entirely separate from the decision, rather than someone with a stake in the outcome.
Yeah, and you're not getting any of it.
Do you mind? Like, I could not share with you.
Shiloh cocked his head to the side.
It was your idea. You should choose.
You know what, Shiloh? Maybe I'm starting to get behind you.
You went ahead and got what you wanted originally. Are you really sure it's okay? You tried to get something you both wanted anyway. Let's be nice. He's 7. It wasn't fair for you to be the only one to decide when he'd be a main factor in making this happen. Some of the money came directly from his backpack. That is true.
What do you like? All of them. They're so good.
Shut up, Shiloh.
He's 7. You pressed further.
But what do you really like? Popsicles or ice creams? Which is your favorite? Oh, it's so hard to pick. I don't know.
Frustrated, you cut to the heart of the matter.
You want me to choose? Yeah.
Shiloh.
Oh my god. And that was that. You got the dessert you wanted. Shiloh would actually like it too. Finally, the reward for all your hard work was in your hands. You lapped at the soft ice cream. The sweetness perked you up. You held it out to Shiloh so he could take a turn. He shook his head. Huh?
You can finish it.
Shiloh.
You can finish it.
Aww, Shiloh, I like you now.
See? You bullied him this entire time. He didn't want any? After everything you did to help get it? That was weird. Should we include him? Let's include him. I feel bad. He really said, nah. Even if Shiloh said it was okay, every story you'd seen on TV or read in a book said that sharing was caring. You stood your ground, even as the treat started to trickle dangerously toward your fingers.
It's only fair that you have some. We both bought it. But you want it more than I do. Getting to play was a lot of fun already, so you can have it. That's more fair.
No, it's not!
Eat
You held
the
it out to
fucking
him.
popsicle, Shiloh.
It's an ice cream cone. You held it out to him.
I want you to have some even more than I want to finish it.
So eat your part. Relenting, Shiloh took the treat and gave it a taste. His eyes lit up.
Thank you. It's really good. Thank you.
Wow, no problem, Shiloh. You smiled, pleased with your good deed.
You picked the best one.
Did we? Did he mean that?
Shiloh has no
Shiloh's-
opinion.
Shiloh was always nice, no matter what happened. Even if he hated it, you knew he
Shiloh,
wouldn't
this is
say
frozen
so.
dog shit.
What? Maybe he thought it was gross, and that's the real reason why he didn't want to take some. You had no idea. Him.
This is disgusting, but I'm gonna pretend it's okay.
Trash.
You studied him as he ate a little more. He had every appearance of enjoying himself. Still weird. The two of you began to head back home as he ate.
Okay, Shiloh, like, don't gulp it all down. I really like it.
Shiloh, you're eating the popsicle stick.
You walked side by side on the shore in silence, but your thoughts kept drifting to the boy beside you. Why didn't he speak up for himself? It was almost as if Shiloh didn't know how to say what he felt, or was too
Aw.
afraid to. He's abused at home.
Oh no.
This is on Trump.
Oh, you
Are
figured
you
that was his
serious?
problem and didn't care.
Are we friends? Question mark. Shiloh opened his eyes wide, seemingly caught off guard by the blunt question.
Yeah, I think so.
He says that, but friends should be able to talk to each other without being scared. If Shiloh wouldn't do that, were you even really friends at all?
Oh,
He rubbed his hands
no.
together nervously over your non-reaction. Oh, Shiloh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
You weren't sure how sorry he could be without knowing what he's even apologizing for, but you shook your head.
You didn't do anything.
It was true, Shiloh hadn't done something mean. He'd gone out of his way to make you happy, but that you didn't seem like it should be a bad thing, yet it bothered you.
I just don't know if you like me. It's like, it doesn't matter what I do. You're gonna act the same. I could be anybody and you wouldn't care.
Oh god.
No, I like you. I really, really like you, Brad. I want to be friends.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Show me.
You smiled hesitantly at him, and his face ceased. Even though you weren't sure if you believed him, it was only making things worse. You decided that maybe there were all types of friends. If Shiloh wasn't able to do things differently, this would have to be alright. Shiloh made you unsure about setting a label and spending the afternoon with just him. There had been good times, and there had been confusing ones. You were positive of one thing, at least. The treat was delicious, and that was nice. We love it. The sun was low on the horizon as you returned to your neighborhood. Then you spotted two familiar figures up ahead. Lizzie and Cove.
What the
Excuse me,
fuck?
ma'am.
What the
Excuse
fuck?
me, ma'am. Why are you with my mans? You open your mouth to make your presence known to them, just as you saw the tears on Cove's face.
Oh
Huh?
god.
Lizzie, what did you do this time?
I didn't
You
do
walked
anything
straight
wrong.
over.
I just called him a little bitch.
Shiloh at your heels.
She literally stabbed
Lizzie,
me.
you
I don't
can't
know
say
why
that.
she keeps hurting me. I'm just a small,
Lizzie, why are you
sweet,
bullying?
innocent boy.
I love you, Lizzie.
You walk straight
You're
over.
my friend,
Shiloh at
Shiloh.
your heels. Once there, you. What do we do? Defend Cove. Oh my god, me accuse Lizzie of causing trouble.
Let's make a joke. Just awkwardly, just be
Hello,
like,
you're
y'all crazy.
Oh my god, no, let's defend Cove.
Why? What if he didn't even do
For nothing.
anything? Let's
Just
ask what
cause.
happened.
Okay, we'll be sensible. We'll ask what happened. Without a time machine, the only way you were going to find out what was by asking the witnesses. Lizzie might have done something, but she could have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, or even come to Cove's aid. You wanted to hear the story.
Cove, what happened?
Brad, I got yelled at.
Oh my god, your dad?
Is he abusing you?
He took a
That's
deep,
impossible.
steady
I
breath.
can't yell in that voice. Some grandparents got mad at me.
Oh my god, some old people will take their knees.
Aw, sorry.
We're gonna fucking Tanya Harding them.
We're gonna take their kneecaps. They don't work for them anyways. Lizzie jerked her head in the direction of a nearby house. Your heart sunk. You knew exactly what had happened. We did? Every year, the same mean old couple rented out that condo for the summer. You, Lizzie, and Shiloh knew to stay away from them, but Cove couldn't have. They're like that with everyone. Don't worry about it, Brad. I mean, Cove. Even your mom struggled to find anything nice to say about them, but the elderly pair particularly took offense to kids. Why? I mean, I hate kids, but why?
Yeah, me too. Yeah, Lizzie said.
Lizzie drew herself up at that. She looked pointedly in your direction.
Uh-huh. I was hoping. So when you were thinking about
Okay,
accusing
Lizzie.
me,
Okay,
you were gonna be
Lizzie.
real stupid, weren't you? So it's a good thing you didn't do that. So it's a good thing you didn't. So that would have been really embarrassing for you. So I'm
Yeah, but I would have changed the topic. I would have made it look funny.
glad you thought about that.
That's cool. Is there anything I could do?
No, Shiloh.
But I want to
No.
be helpful.
I'm just gonna stay away. You better stay the fuck away from me, Shiloh.
Okay.
Or you could teach them a lesson.
Lizzie, what kind of lesson? There was a devilish glint in her eyes.
What? You should ding-dong ditch them. Go ring the doorbell and run. It'll be great because they're so slow, and I'm gonna take their fucking kneecaps. They'll never catch you. That's dumb.
Take their kneecap.
Why do I
take their
even want
kneecap.
a kneecap? I don't want to go near them ever again.
You could sell on
You're
the black
saying that
market.
because you're a cluck chicken.
Cluck cluck.
Cove glared but didn't take the bait. Lizzie turned to you.
You're not a chicken, are you, Brad?
No, I'm Brad. Obviously, I'm not Chicken Lizzie. Have you looked at my name? I thought they deserved worse.
Kill them.
Honestly, yeah. Kill him.
I'll do it.
Kill him.
Brother?
You took a deep breath and nodded. Lizzie squealed with delight.
Well, go hide. Run as soon as you hit the bell. I'll get their kneecaps with this gun.
Okay, thanks, Lizzie. Good luck.
Lizzie and Shiloh ran across the road to take shelter in the bushes. Even once they'd settled down, you could make out two child-sized shapes staring from between the leaves. You knew where to look for them, though, and so you told yourself that the grouchy old people wouldn't spot it. Cove sighed, his gaze flickering to the house and then back to you.
Don't get caught.
I'm a professional. It'll be okay. Don't worry about it, Cove. It'll be fine.
He went to join Lizzie and Shiloh in their hideaway. The weight of the 3 pairs of eyes on your back was heavier than anything you'd carried before as you approached the door. You hesitated as you reached for the doorbell. Then, they opened the door. You rung it.
No turning back now.
Ding dong! You slapped the buzzer and ran. Blood thumped against your eardrums with every step. Would you make it in time? Approaching the hiding spot, you knew that there wasn't time to go around the bushes as the others had done. You took a shortcut, leaping over them. Or to be more accurate, crashing into the tops of the bushes and then falling over to the other side. Love that for us. Judging from the squeak, it was Shiloh who cushioned your fall.
Shh.
Oh, ouch. Lizzie put a finger on her lips and nodded at the house. Disentangled your limbs from Shiloh and spun around to see the old man's framed in the doorway, peering back and forth suspiciously. You covered your mouth with your hands, but it wasn't enough to stifle your giggles. Maybe he spotted one of you, or maybe it was the leaves you displaced while jumping, but he locked eyes with the bushes and stormed over to in your direction. Shiloh gasped and looked to Lizzie.
Run.
Your sister did not hesitate to take her own advice. Neither did you and Shiloh. Cove with just the one fully operational arm took a little longer to get to his feet, but still caught up to Shiloh with ease. Tee-hee-hee. The old man's hollers propelled you all from the street to the sanctity of the hill. Only once you were safe did you notice the stitch in your chest and the ache of your legs. Wow. You flopped down, the blades of grass tickling your face. Lizzie, who had taken the lead in the end, was already lazy. Well, I'm injured. The four of you took a moment to catch your breaths and enjoyed the feeling of cool grass against your skin.
Hey, Cove.
Cove lifted his head.
I told you there are mean grandparents around here.
Cove rolled his eyes, then decided this wasn't dismissive enough, and rolled his whole body away from your sister. Wow, the moves. Lizzie chose to ignore his response and started chatting to Shiloh, who eagerly joined in the conversation. In the back of your mind, you knew you'd be a second fiddle again to Shiloh once Lizzie came around. It always went like that.
Damn.
How rude. Shiloh, after I gave you my ice cream. The second one, you still feel a little sad. You've been hoping the two of you might have become closer, but you had to let it go. He was happy where he was. You closed your eyes, laid on your side, and relaxed. Some time passed you like that. Oh! You moved onto your back with a small smile and looked at the darkening sky.
Oh.
Wow. The blanket of clouds reminded you of a thick throw you curled under on cold, rainy days. You wondered if the clouds would be as soft. I mean, in reality, your body would just phase through and get wet because clouds are, moisture. They lazily floated on by, splitting from each other and merging and morphing into new shapes. I love water droplets. Oh my god, I saw an alpaca.
You saw cloud shapes. Wait. Can we please do that one?
You nudged Cove and pointed at the sky. What does that look like?
Huh?
Cove looked at... Oh.
I don't see anything.
Really? I see cloud shapes.
What do you see?
Clouds! It sounds so dumb. He chuckled at that.
See, I knew that would get him. I knew that would get him.
We're so funny. Wow. All the sun's light faded from the sky and the moon rose higher. Then Lizzie got to her feet, dusting the strands of grass from her bare legs, and surveyed her surroundings. The ocean, visible from the crest of the hill, beckoned with every sweep of the tide.
Let's go to the beach.
The beach! There were no arguments from the other two. Shiloh was still Shiloh, and Cove would never say no to going to the shore. He was a child of the sea. You hate the beach. But I guess we can't really argue.
Let's just do this one.
The beach wouldn't necessarily have been where you chose to go next, but if that was what the others wanted, then you weren't going to spoil the fun. Wow. Oh my god, a sandcastle.
It's the one that we built
for the second time that day, but it felt different that night. The beach was nearly quiet at this hour. Abandoned sandcastles and footsteps on the sand, too big to belong to any of you, were the only indication of how busy it was. It had been only hours earlier. The four of you kicked your shoes off and removed socks and walked along the water's edge. The waves tickled your feet.
That's when a dolphin kidnapped Shiloh. I wonder what happened if you tried to take a bath in the ocean with shampoo and everything.
Ew, salty water.
That would be bad for the fish. I didn't say anyone would do it. Jeez, you don't have to be so serious about everything. You're the one who asked what would happen. That is what would happen. It hurt the fishes.
I like bubble baths at home. They're a lot of fun.
Me too. Bubble baths are luxurious.
Wow, you've never heard Lizzie use that word before. Luxurious.
Mommy loves to have bubbles in her bath. She'll turn the lights off and have candles. I'm gonna do that the next time. Hey, when's your mom coming to pick you up anyway?
Not for a while. She's busy.
What about your dad? How come you never talk about him? Nobody does.
He's dead.
Don't you know you're not supposed to ask about something like that? Why would somebody want to talk about something they never talk about?
You kept your eyes on the ground, watching your toes get swallowed by waves. Even if Shiloh never seemed upset about this topic, upset when this topic came up, it made you feel awkward just for having both of your moms.
It's okay. I'd like Lizzie and Brett. I don't have a dad. I don't have two moms. I just have one. She's really great.
Oh, sorry. I only have one too. My mom isn't here. She's back home. It's just my dad with me.
Oh, I never had a dad or anything, so I don't feel bad. It's really sad that your mom is gone.
Cove nodded. Oh my god, you joked about Shillow's mom?
That's too much. That's too much.
That's too much. Even if they're all different, our parents are good in their ways.
Yeah.
Cove couldn't muster a response. You don't think he truly disagreed, though. He looked so sad. The sentence broke with a splash as Lizzie kicked in your direction. Cold water and sodden sand splattered against your legs. Lizzie giggled, foot still outstretched from the kick. Cove joined in, striking the incoming waves to make a splash of his own. Shiloh scurried out of Cove's spray zone with a grin.
Retaliated.
Period. You use your foot to smack the water pooling around you, sending an arc of sea foam flying back onto your sister. You laughed as she sputtered some of the salty seawater. Having landed in her mouth, she spat it out. Ugh.
Yeah.
Gross. Lizzie chased you, intent on revenge. You dashed up and down the coast, taking it in turns to be the predator and the prey, as well as joining the forces to take down Shiloh or Cove. Alliances were silently forged and wordlessly broken. Everything was fair game in war.
Ah!
Shiloh's brief exclamation was drowned out by the biggest splash yet, caused by him falling face first onto the ground. That would have been bad enough without the wave that followed, cascading over his prone body. Oh no! Is he gonna drown? Shiloh sat up, shaking his head like a dog coming in from the rain, as you all hurried over to check on him. His hair was plastered to his hat and his soaked clothes clung. If there were any part of him that was still dry, you couldn't see it.
That was crazy. Are you okay?
Yeah, my foot got stuck and I fell over.
Way to go, Shiloh, you Dumbo.
Dumbo, that's kinda mean.
You offered some help. Shiloh didn't take your outstretched hand. After a moment, you dropped it. Wow. Rude. Lizzie was too busy snickering to notice and held her hand out to Shiloh too. He reached
What
oh
the
my God,
fuck?
He reached over and took it, slowly starting to pull himself on the ground. You, sir, are so rude. Then he slipped on the slick of sand, dragging him and Lizzie down, just in time for another wave to hit. The water rolled over them. Actually, deserved. What were the odds of that happening twice in a row? You thought they must be low, but there was no way Shiloh would do something like that on purpose, then pretend it was an accident, especially not to Lizzie. Even if your relationship with Shiloh felt unclear, he did at least like her a lot. Lizzie was his favorite, right?
Clearly.
Smiling boldly, Lizzie extracted herself from the ground and wiped a streak of sand from her cheek. She didn't intend to let this embarrass her. Shiloh got up again as well, this time without incident. He still looked like a drawn puppy, but that didn't stop Cove laughing at the two of them. With that, it was time to call it a day. The four of you made the journey back home, leaving a trail of wet footsteps and sand in your wake. Damp clothes may have weighed down some of the group, but your spirits were high. Your arms swung side to side as a cool breeze flowed past. Your moms were outside, chatting to Cove's dad.
We're back.
Your mom's faces fell as they took in the state you were in, ranging from messy to soaked.
No.
Elizabeth, is that all you have to say for yourself? You brought back half the beach with you.
They certainly did. What's Marigold going to do when she comes to get Shiloh? Is that how you wanted him to be for the long drive home? Cold and filthy? Yes, absolutely. That's what we wanted. Lizzie's expression turned sulky over the scolding. Being the oldest could be fun, but it also meant she was the first to get in trouble when something went wrong. Mr. Holden, on the other hand, chuckled as he ruffled Cove's matted hair.
You've been out making memories, bucko. I'm glad you've had a good time with your friends.
Oh, what it's like to be an only child.
Yeah.
Cove used a slightly moist cast arm to push his dad off. Mr. Holden's eyes widened when he noticed even that had gotten wet. Now,
He was slightly worried. I think they could have found a less risky way to spend time and just had as much fun. That might be right. Kids, what can you do? Come on, Cove. Let's get you cleaned up and dried off. We wouldn't want that cast to have to be reset.
Cove winced at the thought.
Okay. That a boy.
Mr. Holden casually bent down and plucked Cove up off the ground, ultimately holding Cove against his chest. Sand was already transferring from Cove onto him, but that didn't seem to bother Mr. Holden. Cove protested being carried, but only got a reassuring pat on the back for his trouble.
Take care.
Good night, Cove. Thank you for the talk, Cliff. Night, Cove family, and Shiloh too.
Fine.
Well, we better do what we can to fix you guys up too. Come on, everybody inside. I want you to march straight to the downstairs bathroom.
Yes, Mom.
Okay, Lizzie's mom.
Lizzie's mom? She
Don't
sounds
worry
like
about
my
stopping
mom.
and wipe your feet on the mat this time. That won't do you much good tonight.
Sitting on an old beach towel your mommy had found, you waited in the hall until you were less sandy. You weren't allowed to go to your room or walk around the house. But you did get to eat a sandwich for dinner there. It felt like an indoor picnic. It had been decided that Shiloh would wash first and borrow some of your clothes. He was already finished and packed away in his mom's car. Miss Fields had come to collect him a little while ago. It was a bit of a funny experience seeing him without the hat on for once. I wonder what he looked like.
No
Lizzie,
spray.
being much more soaked than you, got in the tub next. It wasn't a bubble bath, but as she had hoped, there was no fun allowed. Cleanup session, at least. That's what she claimed. Not much longer, and it would be your turn. When the bath was done, you'd have to go right to bed. After a day like this, though, you were glad there weren't going to be any further events. Drifting off to sleep sounded like a great idea. Wow.